Okay, this is problem 49, page 615. In this problem, we know that the secant of x is 25 over 24. We know that x is greater than 0, but less than pi over 2. And we're supposed to find the sine of 2x. Okay, so you want to start with the formula for a double angle. All right, the sine of 2a is the formula that we learned. That's equal to the sine of a times 2 times the sine of a times the cosine of a. Okay, so we're doing x. Really the same formula. Sine of 2x is going to be 2 times the sine of x times the cosine of angle x. So we need to figure out the sine of x and the cosine of x. We need those values, and we will be multiplying them by 2. All right, how are we going to figure this out? Our clues are that the secant of x is 25 over 24, and this tells us the quadrant of x. Okay, so maybe I'll just go down here and work on that. So this is just going to be all about angle x. Okay, secant of x, 25 over 24. Now this 0 is less than x, which is less than pi over 2. Okay, this tells us, here's 0, here's pi over 2 at the very top. All right, so angle x is in here somewhere. So basically quadrant 1. That's what that information tells you. So the terminal side of x, somewhere in quadrant 1, we draw in a reference triangle. Here's the reference angle. Okay, now we know the secant. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So it is hypotenuse over adjacent. So we'll have 25 for the hypotenuse, 24 for the adjacent, and then we need to figure out this opposite side. Pythagorean theorem. So 24 squared plus the opposite squared is equal to 25 squared. Okay, so it is, let's see, what's that for another problem? 576 plus the opposite squared is equal to 625. So you're going to get the opposite squared is equal to 49. So the opposite is going to be plus or minus square root of 49, or plus or minus 7. And we're in quadrant 1. That's where x is. So the opposite side's positive. So it's just 7. Okay, so this is all about angle x. We need to find the sine of x. We need to find the cosine of x. So looking at our little picture, the sine of x is the opposite over the hypotenuse. So 7 over 25. The cosine of x is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So 24 over 25. And these are the values we'll put into our main formula. All right? So we're going to have 7 25ths here and 24 25ths. And you multiply this together. So the original 2 is 2 over 1. Okay, so we can just multiply the numerators. 2 times 7 times 24. So that's going to be 2 times 7 is 14 times 24. Okay, what is that going to be? 336 over 1 times 25 times 25 is 625. So there's our answer.